Good day, Grace Keepers. Joe here. Welcome back to Daily Dose of God. For those who are new, this channel is built on a belief that a deep understanding of God's Word is essential for a life of purpose. Our current journey is this deep dive into biblical prophecy, one of the many vital topics we'll explore together as we seek to better understand the entirety of God's Word. Before we continue, I always want to mention our free Bible program. We believe God's Word is a precious gift, and if you or someone you know needs a Bible, please visit our website at dailydoseofgod.org to request one. Now let's get back to our foundational study on the end times. Last time, we reached a pivotal moment in the Olivet Discourse. Jesus moved from the general birth pains of the age to the single specific event that triggers the Great Tribulation, the Abomination of Desolation. He gave us a clear, unmistakable signpost and a warning of the unparalleled distress that would follow. Today we take the next step in our timeline. Having described the start of the final period, Jesus now answers the disciples' original question in stunning detail. What will be the sign of your coming? He lifts our eyes from the chaos on earth to the glory in the heavens, describing his own majestic and triumphant return. To set the scene, Jesus begins right where he left off, in the midst of the Great Tribulation. He knows this will be a time of immense chaos and fear, which is the perfect environment for deception to thrive. So his first words on the topic of his return are another powerful warning. He says, "At that time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here is the Messiah,' or 'There he is,' do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect." It's fascinating how he emphasizes the nature of these deceptions. When I studied this, the point about how these false messiahs appear became very clear. Jesus gives specific examples of the false claims we will hear. People will say, "He's out in the wilderness," or "He's in this inner room," or "He's down in a cave." These are what we can think of as secret location prophecies. The wilderness is a remote, secluded place. The inner rooms refers to a private, hidden chamber. The key to the deception is its limited nature. It requires someone to tell you about it, and it requires you to go somewhere to see it. It's a localized event. This is the exact opposite of what his true return will be like. Jesus gives us a definitive picture so we can recognize the real thing. He says, "For as lighting that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man." This is such a powerful and clear image. His second coming will be a singular, global, public event. It will be as sudden, brilliant, and universally visible as a flash of lightning that fills the entire sky. No one's going to have to point it out. Every eye will be able to see it at the same time. Theologians often use the Greek word parousia to describe this. which means a royal arrival or an official visit. This is the king's public return to the whole world. Jesus then adds a final potent proverb to underscore the certainty of the events surrounding his return. He says, "Wherever there is a carcass, there the vultures will gather." This proverb signifies inevitability. Where there is spiritual death and decay in the world, the carcass, the swift and certain judgment of the returning king, the vultures, is sure to follow. After promising this glorious visible return, Jesus shifts to the cosmic events that will announce his arrival. He gives a specific time frame, saying this will happen immediately after the distress of those days. This tells us his coming is what brings the Great Tribulation to its definitive end. And the signs are breathtaking. He says, "The sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken." Here Jesus is pulling more puzzle pieces from the Old Testament prophets. Isaiah and Joel both described the day of the Lord using this exact imagery of cosmic disturbances. Then, after the heavens are shaken, Jesus tells us that the ultimate sign will appear in heaven. He says, "Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." This is such a rich verse. It tells us a specific, glorious sign of the Son of Man will appear in the heavens right before he does. And when Jesus says he will be coming on the clouds, he's directly tying his return to the prophecy in Daniel chapter 7. It also fulfills the promise the angels made in the book of Acts, that he would return in the very same way he left. His return is a moment of triumph, and it brings about a powerful reaction on earth. Jesus tells us there will be universal mourning, fulfilling the prophecy from Zechariah, where he wrote that the people of earth will look on the one they have pierced and mourn for him. This is the world recognizing that the king it rejected has finally returned in judgment with power and great glory. After the world sees its returning king, his very first act is one of salvation and restoration for his own people. Jesus explains it this way: "And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other." This is the great final harvest at the end of the age. The loud trumpet call signals a monumental event, just as trumpets have been used throughout the Bible to announce God's most significant acts. And the angels themselves are sent on this mission to gather all of his elect, the faithful followers who have endured through that final, difficult time. The phrase, "from the four winds," is a beautiful picture of the global scale of this event. It means from every corner of the earth, every single believer will be gathered together to meet their returning King. So Jesus gives us a clear and stunning picture of his return. It will be public, glorious, and unmistakable. It's the powerful event that ends the Great Tribulation and brings both judgment for the world and the glorious gathering of his people. With the final puzzle piece of the timeline now in place, Jesus changes his focus from the puzzle itself to the person putting it together, us. He knows that seeing the future clearly demands a response from us in the present. In our next study, he will share several key parables about readiness. These are practical, spiritual instructions on how to watch for the signs, how to manage what he's given us, and how to be found ready and faithful when he returns. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. God bless you, and I'll see you for our next study.